Hello, how are you doing, beautiful people? Welcome to this great day. I welcome you also to this live broadcast and encourage you to join me as we seek and spread knowledge. We are here for a reason, and together we will rise, and the sun will shine again. So I hope you are doing great wherever you are. Don't let that issue, whether inside you or outside you, bother you too much. Just know that your life is more important than that, whatever issue it is. So I welcome you. All of us, we face stuff in this world because, wicked people has polluted the air already. So, but no matter what happens, the truth shall prevail. We are the truth, and we shall prevail. All right, I want to share with us what I titled Fairness, Not Forgiveness, because one of the ways that wicked people used to keep the slaves down is through the doctrine of forgiveness. And many of us, if not all of us, has accepted forgiveness as a way of life. Forgiveness is evil way of life. It's against nature. It is against, normal living. It is against good living. Forgiveness is why atrocities is growing rapidly every day in the world, both in the secular world and in the religious world, everywhere, because of forgiveness. Many people has died before their time because of forgiveness. Many evil has been allowed to continue because of that evil doctrine of forgiveness. You say, what are you saying? Can't you forgive? I will explain, because when it comes to your enemies, you don't forgive your enemies unless you are a fool, unless you are a slave. That's why they taught slaves to forgive those who maltreat them, those who persecute them, those who torture them, those who use them as beasts. He said, forgive them. Do not revenge. God will revenge. Which God? If you cannot see that God, why are you taking whatever they're telling you that he say? If that God exists, let that God come and speak to you. Okay, so before I go into that, as I've been doing recently, I share certain things which I will go through, and you see, maybe I explain some of them to show you, for us to get more. I say the Bible versions is men interpreting what they call the word of the living God. So if God is alive, then you don't need a version of his word. You don't need anyone to interpret his word to you. He was supposed to speak to you in your own language. The reason why you have versions of the word of God is because God is dead. When I say God is dead, it means God does not exist. Dead. When somebody dies, you say that person does not exist anymore. In other words, that person is dead. But God never exists. God never existed, and God does not exist. Man made up God. Okay, also I shared this. I know many people that know the Bible will go crazy. Maybe they'll say, are you making yourself Jesus? Are you Jesus? Nonsense. I am greater than Jesus. Jesus never existed. Jesus is a fictional character. Even the mosquito that is in your house is greater than Jesus. The flies, there's flies. Now they say mango is out. When you are eating it, those flies, they are greater than Jesus. They exist. They breathe. They exist. But Jesus does not exist. He never exists. So in me is life. And the life in me is the light of men. How about you? Of course, you have potentials. The life in you should be the light of men. Give light to people. Give knowledge to people. Jesus is not the light of the world. You are the light of the world, not Jesus. Okay, so also I get up with this. I said, control the little forces like faith and belief. You have to control this thing they call faith and belief. If you don't control them, they will ruin your life. Faith and beliefs have ruined many lives, more than even guns and all that, because it's faith and belief that make people delusional, make people hallucinating, and make people not living their normal life, living a fake life. See people saying they are sheep of the Lord, they are sheep of God. They accept themselves to be animals in the name of faith and beliefs, because faith and beliefs enslaves your brain and your life. So control them. Put them where they belong. In what? Oblivion. They're not supposed to play any role in your life. Faith and belief will enslave you. That's why you see every believer is a slave. Every religious person is a slave. Why? Because they have faith and beliefs. So our lives, our brain, they have great abilities that with them we can do greater things in life. As I used to say it, your brain is sufficient for you than his grace. You don't need the grace of God to live in this world. You don't need the great grace of Jesus Christ to live in this world. All you need is your brain. And you have your brain, you have your life. Of course, think and carry out whatever you imagine that is good. Don't carry out evil thoughts. Don't carry out evil plans. Carry out good thoughts, good plans. Peace. That's what you have to carry out. Also, you know that Jesus never existed. The reason, another reason, another proof to show that Jesus never existed. You see people acting Jesus in movies. You see Jesus drawing pictures of Jesus. But if Jesus exists, you will see Jesus as he is, himself. You cannot see Jesus because Jesus never existed. Even Nazareth, when you say Jesus of Nazareth, he never existed. Jesus never existed, and the town called Nazareth never existed in history. So Jesus is not a historical figure. Jesus is not a spiritual figure. Jesus is not a heavenly figure. Jesus is a fictional character. Never existed. And I'm happy that some people are waking up. We are waking up. We are not calling for war. No, we are calling for people to wake up. When we wake up, we will not need any war. We will just do what we're supposed to do. Restore our power and recover our heritage as Africans. No African country is in control of her resources. You heard that International Money Fund ranks Nigeria second worst in the world in use of sovereign wealth fund. It is the same people that are sucking Nigeria that are telling you they are worse, second worst in the world in use of sovereign wealth fund. Africans, there's no single country in Africa that is run, that is controlled, that is under the control of the Africans. No. Foreigners, they are the ones that have been raping Africa and continue raping Africa. They are the ones that want the peace of Africa. Why Africans are running from Africa? And I don't blame them, because you see what is going on. You see what is going on in Africa, everywhere poverty. You see Nigeria where they say second worst. And they're trying even, because you see many people in Nigeria struggling. Some people are making their own, doing things just to survive, to take care of themselves and their family. Governments don't care. But you see people you call your senators, your representatives, you see them driving flashy cars, building houses, having business blooming, but people are suffering. So it's time for Africans to wake up and begin to build themselves. How can they do that? They have to find their God back. Since you believe in having God, find your own God. Even your Bible say that. The people that do know their God. It's not the people that do know the God of Israel. It's not the people that do know the God of Islam. It's not the people that do know God of Christianity. He said the people that do know their God. So where is your God? God of Abraham is not your God. God of Isaac is not your God. God of Jacob is not your God. Africans, you have to find your God. You're welcome, Charles. African, you have to find your God and leave Israel's God alone. Stop reading yourself into it. Don't you know that Israel, they stole whatever they believe in from you? When you said, oh, if you look at I see some Igbo people, my tribe, they said, you see how we worship, it resembles that of the Jews. No, they stole it from you. Whatever the way they're worshiping, the way they live, they stole it from you. Jewish religion is imitation of African spirituality. Christianity is imitation of African spirituality. Islam is imitation of African spirituality. The difference between them and African spirituality is they force their faith on others. Africans don't do that. Africans never do that, and they will not do that. It is not in us to force our faith in others. That's why you see those people that go for evangelism, they look like stupid people. Because they are doing what missionaries taught them, not their true way of living. That's why some of them, when you engage them in argument, you throw them off balance because it's not in them. Stop comparing yourself with the people of Israel. They are fake people. You are more real than them. They stole from you and tell you that they are the owner of it, and you say, okay, you're comparing yourself with them? No. They are supposed to be the one following you, not you following them. You go to Bible, you say, you quote, yeah, God of Israel, he said this, they will become slaves. So because they enslave you, you read yourself into Bible, say, yeah, you are that slave. Nonsense. You see, people that really rape Africa and render Africa a hellish place on earth. Now, I found out today, say that they say Nigeria is corrupt. They should leave our country and never to return again. Czech Republic tell Nigerians. The people that destroy Africa, and the Africans are struggling, hustling to just find way to live. Now they are traveling all over the world. If there was no invasion, there will be no migration today. The reason why we have this migration, large people migrating from Africa to other parts of the world in search of what they call greener pasture, where there is no green at all. Then if there was no invasion, there will be no migration. Why are you stopping Nigerians? Why are you telling Nigerians to go back to their country? Why are you telling Africans to go back to their country? What did you leave them alone? Give them back what you took from them and say, don't come back again. Let them go with all you take from them. Imagine if Europeans will give back Africans what they take from Africa. They will not exist anymore. Unless they become our slaves. But you know, we don't have mind to have slaves. They say, go home. Even Czech Republic. You support them during World Cup. They say, go home. You are corrupt. Which country is not corrupt? Tell me one country in the world that is not corrupt. But all these things that are doing it to Africans because they know Africans have no base. They have no identity. They are lost people. They are confused people. Anything they see, they go. So it's obvious that Africans don't have even a home to go. If you ask an average African that is living in America to go back to Africa, that person will curse you. Yes. They stole from us. Then we come out looking. Not only they stole from us, these people mess up Africa and put leaders as their puppet, leaders that are serving them in Africa. Every leader in Africa, every leader of any African country is a servant, is a puppet to foreigners. And they're still using our resources to build their place. Then their own, they put it in reservoir or whatever they call it. They reserve it. And they build army. They have military might to kill you if you talk. You think that's why you see many Africans taking to prayer. And that has been the downfall of Africans. They always keep praying. They keep praying to God they have not seen. They keep sacrificing to God they have not seen. They keep believing. Believing killed Africa. Faith and belief killed Africa. Africans are slaves today because of faith and belief. That's stupid nonsense things they believe. Instead of them to use their common sense to look who you are dealing with, what this person is doing. If you see any sign, go, you say, okay, no, forgive. Don't worry, it will change. Many of us, including myself, we have been victims of forgive and forget. You suffer. Many of us are suffering today because of that idea of forgive and forget. Somebody show you their true character. You say you don't believe them. I believe God is the ultimate. Why can't you believe? They show you already. They can betray you. They can kill you. You say, don't worry. It's a human being. They will change. Your enemy is your enemy. Yesterday, today, and forever. No matter how good you think they are to you, you are just their Christmas goat. They will kill you on that 25 December to make stew. And you think you are celebrating the birthday of your Lord with them. No. You're supposed to know about word power. I shared that post. I just share it and say word powers. Hashtag word powers. I want people to think. You're supposed to know that the hearts of all the world powers, all these world leaders, their hearts are bent on evil. No matter what you think they're doing, you think they're giving your country, if their heart is not bent on evil, they would have restored everything they stole from Africa back to Africa. They would have stopped all this foreign influence in Africa. They would have said, listen, we all are human beings. But their hearts are bent on evil, and they keep speaking lies in their gathering. They have council, they have conference, they gather, United Nations, United Nonsense. They gather every time. All they're doing is planning how to keep raping Africa, taking from Africa. And you see African leaders there for Photoshop. They are being for photo up. They stand there. Yeah, I went to UN. Our president went to UN. And this nonsense. How does that change your life in Africa? Nothing. They sit on the same table and keep speaking lies, telling you lies. You say, oh, they are killing people. Your leader is telling them, no, nobody, they are not killing anybody, don't worry. But I'm happy that social media is out. But they are fighting against also free speech. They are calling it, what? Hate speech. Free speech is the new hate speech. If you speak the truth, they say it's hate speech. You post what is happening, where they are killing your people, they say it's against their policy. Facebook will block you. You speak against the evil of the Jews, they block you, of course. That's Express One. I think the owner of Facebook is a Jew too, so he just block you. God says, why are you speaking against us? But we are not speaking against people. We are not speaking against Jews. We are not speaking against Europeans. We are not speaking against Americans. We are not speaking against any people. But we are exposing the lies and speaking the truth so that our people will wake up. Imagine if Africans treat the Europeans the way they treated our ancestors. That's why they will not allow you to have weapon. You don't know that? They will never allow Africans to have nuclear weapon. They will not. When they see that, even the little thing that happened with India, of Uganda, because if you know the history of Africa, you will know the extent, the depth that these people went. It has to be an evil people with evil heart to do to Africans what Arabs and Europeans did to Africa. And it's still going on in Christianity, in Islam. So you can see somebody that said he has sense, saying that I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, I am not African. Because that's what you're saying. When you say you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are saying you are not African. You are admitting you are a slave. Because your slave master gave you that religion. How I wish some Africans would think about what I want to read now. I wrote it. I posted it already. It said, there shall arise in his place one who shall enter peacefully. He says that this is how you can take back your power. This is how you can restore your glory. This is how you can find yourself in the position of power again. You have to enter peacefully, peaceably, even into the richest places. And he shall do what his fathers have not done, nor his ancestors. I want you to think, what is that your fathers and your ancestors have not done? That is what we must do. Our fathers and ancestors did not do what we must do. That's what we must do to restore our glory and our power. We have to use our brain. We have to use our brain and do what our fathers and ancestors have not done. He shall disperse among them the plunder, spoil, and riches, and he shall devise his plans against the strongholds. Use your resources and your brain. I've been saying this, right, for years now. Use your brain and your resources to restore your power. Like those people that are fighting for restoration of Biafra. Use your brain and your resources. It's not running your mouth or saying we have power, we're going to do this, or say you are depending on UN just with your words. No, use your brain and your resources. You have the resources. Africa have all the resources it takes to rebuild Africa. You don't need any help from abroad. If only you can use your brain and your resources, enter them peaceably, and use your resources to gain your place again. Before they know it, they say, okay, let's leave them. It's true. Let them be and let us be. And they're supposed to know this. What has been determined shall be done. If we determine to be a people again, it shall be done. Remember what he said in Genesis chapter 11 at the Tower of Babel. He said God was jealous, and he said whatever these people have determined to do, he said nothing will be refrained from them. They are unstoppable. When you determine to do something, you become unstoppable. But how many of us are determined to do anything? What we are doing is what they taught us to do. What they taught us in churches, what they taught us in schools. We are graduates, so we come out. We continue what they taught us to do. You say, and continue to be rich. Of course, they want you to be rich so long you remain slave. But the day you begin to talk about freedom, they kill you. They come against you. So that's why you have to enter peaceably. Fortify yourself first and enter peaceably. You are not going after them to kill them, but you enter peaceably to restore your place among them. That place of respect. Have you seen any country respecting Africa? No. Is there any place in the world where Africans are being respected as human beings? No. They are still using Africans as beasts till today. He said he shall act against Africa, the strongest fortresses, with a foreign one God. That's how they destroy Africa. They enter the strongest fortresses and tell them, you know that God you guys have been worshiping, saying many gods? No, there is one God. We know his name. His name is Yahweh. His name is Jehovah. His name is Allah. And Africans stupidly believe. Then those that are wise among Africans that say no, they kill them. They destroy those that say they don't believe that, they kill them. Not all Africans believe them. But you know, among people, no matter how wise you think they are, there's also foolish one among them that will accept whatever foreigners bring. So you see them, even today, Africans acknowledge that foreign one God they give them. There is one God. Who told you that? Your oppressors. And he shall cause them to rule over many and divide the Africans' land for gain. Is it not what they have done? They divided the land of Africa for their gain, not for Africans' gain. They are building things, making things, great things in the world with the gain they get from Africa. They're taking it from Africa for free. And Africans are paying to get part of it from them, to enjoy part of it. They take, and they're taking it from Africa free of charge. Africa says integration, it's independence, to show you Commonwealth of is it Britain or something, of England or whatever. Why have you not seen America in Commonwealth? England, Britain used to rule over America. But when you see that Commonwealth game, you can never see America there, because America don't believe in being under anybody. But Africans, they claim to be independent, but they are not. You are not even independent. You are still slaves. That's why you participate in that Commonwealth game. That's the game the slave master made for the slaves. Come, let us play. Come, forget what happened. Come, let us play. They come. Hey, I'm from Nigeria. I jump. You win. You want gold. Okay, take this gold medal. You go. Slave. Giving you those nonsense as dogs. Africans, wake up. I also say he shall also enter Kemet, Egypt, the glorious land. Remember, Egypt is the holy land. Kemet, the ancient Kemet, Egypt is the holy land. Even the Bible say that. Where Mount Sinai is in where? Egypt, right? In Africa. When they say Moses saw that burning bush, what did they say God said to him? He said, remove your shoes, because the land where you stand is holy. The Holy Land. The first time you hear about Holy Land in the Bible is talking about Africa. Africa, and I've made that post. You can search my video and see it. Egypt, or Kemet, Egypt, the Holy Land. Egypt is the Holy Land. Jerusalem is not the Holy Land. If they say it's holy city, but it's not Holy Land. Yet, you see Africans going to Jerusalem as a Holy Land. It's for pilgrimage. Hey, where Jesus work, where Jesus live. Jerusalem is not Holy Land. Holy Land is Africa. You can call it Holy City. That's your crap. It's made up city. It never existed. They made it up, okay? So, then also Mecca. You're going to Mecca. Muslims, African Muslims, they're going to Mecca, their Holy Land. When? Who made it holy? The Holy Land is land of Africa. If you know where the land of Africa is. He said he shall also enter Kemet, Egypt, the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown. You know what has happened? I want you to know this. Whatever you call prophecy in the Bible is not prophecy. It has nothing to do with future. Anything that will happen in the future has happened in the past and happening today. There is nothing new under the sun. Stop being led away. Stop being deceived by all this nonsense. They say prophecy. You know what Bible says is happening today? Nonsense. The same Bible tell you there is nothing new under the sun. Yet you believe that things are happening because it's in the Bible. No. People has been saying that it has been happening. Is it earthquake? What is that? Making weapons? It has been happening. Millions of years before Bible came. So as many countries shall be overthrown, he shall have power over the treasures of gold and silver. You know Africa now. Where do you see gold and silver? Africa, African land. And over all the precious things of Egypt. Egypt. Some people don't know this thing is in the Bible. They don't know. That's why I didn't put chapters and verses, because it blocks that chapter and verses blocks the mind of African religious people, especially African Christians. When you put it, their mind goes, oh, it is the word of God, it's the Bible. Nonsense. They stole the Bible from us and sold it back to us, and that's imitation. They sold back to us. So, but I'm using it to open our eyes. It says also the Libyans. In your Bible, Libyans. There's no Nigeria in the Bible, but you see Libyans in the Bible. And Ethiopians. You remember Ethiopia Airline, right? That crashed last time? Okay. Shall follow at his heels. What are Africans following today? Who are Africans following today? Do you get why I make this post? Tell me who is Africans following at his heels? Following Muhammad, following Jesus, following Europeans, following Americans, following Asians, but Africans. They are not following themselves. But no condition is permanent. But news, I love that part. It says news about Africans rising again from the east and the north shall trouble him. He shall come to his end, and no one will help him. It will happen because it has happened before. No condition is permanent. Africans will rise again. The sun will shine again. The bad weather will not stop the sun from shining. The stormy weather will not stop the sun from shining. The cloudy weather will not stop the sun from shining. The sun will shine again. Africans will rise again in power, in glory, in majesty, and show the world the right way to live, because the world is living the wrong way. Jesus cannot make it right. Allah cannot make it right. Jehovah cannot make it right. Yahweh cannot make it right. Mary cannot make it right. No religion can make the world right but Africans. See how the world is in disarray until Africans rise. Africans are rising. That's why we are calling you to wake up. Wake up. You say over your dead body, you will die, but Africans will still rise up. The sun will shine again. So that's why I want to speak with us on this issue of fairness and forgiveness, because that's one of the things they use to corrupt us. Forgiveness, forgive. He said forgive. If you don't forgive, God will not forgive you. Which God are you telling me about? Which God will not forgive me if I don't forgive? Why should I forgive my enemies? I want you to tell me why I should forgive my enemies. I'm not talking about your brothers and sisters. No, I'm talking about your enemies. They use forgiveness to make you remain slaves. A slave that will not retaliate. A slave that will not revenge. A slave that will not say, you know what, enough is enough. They say, forgive, don't worry. They slap you on this cheek, turn the other one. I will still come there. When you are talking about fairness, fairness is free of favoritism, free of bias, free of partiality. We're supposed to be fair, consistent with rules, logic, and ethics. We're supposed to be fair in everything we do. When we begin to be fair, people will no longer be doing wrong to other people, unless you do that by accident. That's different. Of course, when you do something by accident, we can forgive you. But when somebody has sworn to destroy you, when somebody has sworn to be your enemy, please, never you forgive that person. Be fair to that person. Be fair to your enemies. If they treat you bad, treat them bad. If they treat you good, treat them good. Then they will respect you. I don't know if you get it. Fairness, when it comes between you and your enemies, be fair. Treat them with fairness. Yes. If they come with right, give them right. They come with left, give them left. When they know you can stand your ground and defend yourself, defend your integrity, defend your right, defend whatever you stand for, they will not come to mess with you. The reason why, when I was in theological school, one of the lecturers said that. He said, do you know the reason why the Islam take over many places in the world, that in the Bible it was not Islamic land, or it was not, they weren't Muslim? He said because of Christian doctrine of non-retaliation. And the person that said this is only when they want to talk about Christian, they tell you that maybe Roman Catholic, we are killing Christians, because it's a Pentecostal theological school, right? But Christianity, whether you are Pentecostal, whether you're Roman Catholic, whether you're Anglican, no matter your denomination, Christianity is a bloody religion also, just as Islam. They killed to be established and tell you to forgive. It's only more Islam that don't believe in turning the other cheek. But Christians believe that. And that's why you see Islam rising up, rising up, rising up. Christians are only increasing or multiplying through biology. It's biological growth. That's what they're having. But Islam, they are not dependent only on biological growth. They also kill, as Christians used to kill. So, but when you're talking about forgiveness, you are talking about a pardon by treating the offender as if the offense had not occurred. That is foolishness. That's why they tell you forgive and forget. When I was looking for the definition of forgiveness in dictionary, said that forgiving without forgetting is like loving without liking. I said that's nonsense. It doesn't make sense to me. What do you mean that forgiving without forgetting is like loving without liking? What do you mean love without liking? You cannot love somebody without liking the person. And telling me to forgive and forget is stupid. How can I forget what has happened? It has happened. I can never forget it unless I'm pretending that it never happened. But even if I lay down, I will remember it. It has become part of my memory. It will never be erased. Nothing will erase it. Telling you forgive and forget is an evil doctrine. And anyone that tell you forgive and forget is the one that is destroying you, is the one that is against you. Forgive and forget, tomorrow you do it again. Forgive and forget, tomorrow you do it. No. Fairness. With forgiveness, they want you to overlook evil. They say, okay, forgive. As a favorite child's, fallings. Okay, it's my favorite. Don't worry, I forgive you. That's in the family. But when it comes with your enemies, of course, you have issue with your brothers and sisters, you settle it. But somebody that invaded your land, somebody that enslaved your people, somebody that still taking from you, you say it's your friend. No. It's Africans that still have that illusion of friendship. They still believe that their neighbors are their friends. No. Only Africans. Welcome. Now hear what Peter said in Acts chapter 10. From the Bible. Let us see. I want you to tell me in whose God's name are you preaching forgiveness? God of the Bible? Okay, let's walk through the Bible. You're telling me God, if you don't forgive, God will not forgive you? A God that have not forgiven his own enemy? A God that failed to forgive Adam and Eve? He chased them out of the garden. He did not forgive Satan. He cast him down out of heaven. That's Bible. He also failed to forgive the Amalekites. He sent Saul to go and kill everyone. Everyone. I will read that one because that one drives crazy. So when you read, I think Acts chapter 10 verse 34. Hear what Peter said there. And then we'll continue from there. He said, then Peter opened his mouth and said, in truth, I perceive that God shows no partiality. God shows no partiality. If you don't show any partiality, that means you are fair. That's fairness. No partiality. That's fairness. Forgiveness is partiality. Because, this person is your favorite child, you forgive him, but the other ones you punish. This one is your favorite nation, you forgive them, but the other one you punish. Or you throw inside her. No. Verse 35 says, but in every nation, whoever fears him and works righteousness is accepted by him. So who does not fear him and works righteousness is not accepted by him. And that's God. You are preaching forgiveness in his name to somebody. Let's read about that God again and see if that God is partial or not. But the Bible proves that God is partial. That God is not fair. That God is not without bias. He's not without favoritism. He's not without partiality. He got all that. Everything they tell you he's not, he is. Or Job chapter 9, 20 to 24. I read this about God. It says, though I were righteous, my own mouth will condemn me. Though I were blameless, it will prove me perverse. Oh man, let me read it with this translation. It said, even if I were innocent, God will prove me wrong. Understand what that place says? Even if I were innocent, God will prove me wrong. This is Job speaking. And remember, Job was blameless, righteous, eschew evil, and fear God. Yet, God allows Satan to torture Job. You don't torture a righteous person, but God allow it on Job. You see that God is not fair. God is partial. So stop saying life is unfair. No, it is God that is unfair. The God you believe in. I don't believe in that God. Life is fair. Life is good. So long you believe in, so long you are living fairly, living good, life is fair. Verse 21, I am not guilty, but I no longer care what happens to me. What difference does it make? God destroyed the innocent along with the guilty. God destroys the innocent along with the guilty. God is not fair. Is it not true? Yeah, of course. I will still show you in the Bible to show you that God destroyed the innocent along with the guilty. He said, we visit the sin of the fathers upon their children. That's it, right? So you say, no, it's in the Old Testament. Rubbish. God does not change. And he says, Old Testament, what about the future testament? When he will throw people inside the hellfire for whatever reason you say you have. God does not change. That wicked God in the Old Testament is wicked God in the New Testament, and is wicked God in the future testament. Whatever testament it is. Verse 23. When a good person dies a sudden death, God sits back and laughs. Innocent person, good person, people just come and kill them. God could not prevent it. God sit down and laugh. Innocent person, sudden death, God sit back and laughs. Verse 24, and who else but God blindfolds the judges? Then lets the wicked take over the earth. Who is ruling the earth? They tell you Satan is the God of the world. Where was God when Satan became the God of this world? The word you believe that God gave to you. Then he allows Satan to come and rule over you. And that's the God you are worshiping. Wake up, my people. God is not a person you can use to preach forgiveness because he hasn't forgiven Satan. Has God forgiven Satan? No, and he will not. So why are you saying if I don't forgive, God will not forgive me? Why are you telling me to forgive my enemies? And you want me to be like God? If of course, fairness, if I want to be like God, I shouldn't forgive my enemies. Because I am God. A God that forgave not Adam and Eve, he chased them away. A God that asked Saul to go and kill the Amalekites. 1 Samuel chapter 15. I must read that place. 1 Samuel chapter 15, 2 to 3. Hear what God said. Oh, man. He said, when the Israelites were on their way out of Egypt, the nation of Amalek attacked them. I am the Lord all-powerful, and now I am going to make Amalek pay. How can you use this God to preach forgiveness to me? He says, God of Israel. He's God of love. He's love. God loves you. God forgives you. He said the Amalek, because they attacked the people of Israel when they were coming out of Egypt, a story that never happened. It never happened, right? Okay, so he said that he will deal with them. And he says, Lord, the Lord all-powerful. The Lord all-powerful failed to stop the Amalekites from attacking the Israelites. Now, after the Amalekites succeeded in attacking the Israelites, right? Then God wanted to punish them. He said they will pay back. It's payback time. How can you be preaching forgiveness in the name of God that believe in payback? There should be payback time, and that's what Africans are missing. Africans don't believe in payback time. All they believe in just continue. Let's just live your life. That person is dead. Okay, the past has gone. The past is past. But your enemies don't care about what you are doing. They don't say past is past. No, they're still treating you with that past right in front of them. What you call the past is their future. That's their future. That's their present. But you keep saying you have a past. Your enemies don't have past. What they were yesterday, they were today, and they will be tomorrow. But you say, no, my past has gone. Okay, now what are we going to do? How can you do anything today when you don't know your past? How can you move forward when you have not looked back? Verse 3, hear this. Say, go and attack the Amalekites, destroy them and all their possessions. Don't have any pity. That is the God you are preaching forgiveness in his name. The God of Israel, the God of the Bible. He said, kill their men, women, children, and even their babies. Slaughter their cattle, sheep, camels, and donkeys. That is the God the church is preaching forgiveness in his name. He said, no, when you are in Christ, all things are passed away. So has God passed away? So then throw God away. The God that commanded this, throw that God away. Is part of the old thing that must pass away. God and his haters. Let me show you also about God and his haters. Right? You're supposed to, forgive your haters, right? People that hate you. Nah. Since I found out the truth, I don't give an inch to my haters. You come against me, I come against you. You call me name, I call you names. I'm happy doing that. I delight in doing that. I don't have any regret because I know you will have regret. Your religious mind will torment you. When you are praying, you say, okay, God, forgive me for cursing Shadrach or Shadaze on Facebook. Forgive me for all my sins because I know you. I know you. I know what I'm doing. That's why it does not affect me. You say, oh, you are angry. Me, angry for what? I used to be in your shoes. I know what you are doing. I know what you are saying. There's nothing you are saying or doing in the name of Jesus that is new to me. I know what will hurt you. I know how you feel as a Christian. Even though somebody is telling you the truth, I know truth will hurt you. I know that. Not that I know you say I'm angry. The way you're talking, I see angry, I see devil. Nonsense. You don't see nothing. I used to be like you. I used to be a Christian. I used to be religious. So I know how you are doing. Whatever you say, I know how to respond to you. I'm not a novice in this. Let's read Deuteronomy and see how God treats his haters. The God they ask you to forgive in his name. He said, keep people. People that did something to the people of Israel, God did not forgive them. He said, Saul, go and kill all of them. Even Saul had some humanity in him. When he went, he did not kill the king and some good animals. God still sent Samuel to go kill them. He said, because you did not kill them, you are no longer king. That's how God disqualified Saul from being the king of Israel. Because Saul refused to kill people. And that is the God you worship. You answer David, but you won't answer Saul. Yeah, I am David. David Oyedebo. How about Saul Oyedebo? No. Saul, God demoted him. David, yeah. David that killed people to marry a woman. He keep people cut their brocos and bring say, this is my bride price. Men's manhood. Oh, nonsense we believe, man. I hate all this evil they put in the Bible to deceive us. Deuteronomy, let me read verse 5 first. Chapter 5, verse 9. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 9. Hear what he said. Don't bow down and worship idols. I am the Lord your God, and I demand all your love. If you reject me and worship idols, I will punish your families for 3 or 4 generations. God said he said he will punish your family just because you worship idols, not because you kill anybody, not because you stole. Because you worship an idol, God said he will punish you. He will punish your families. That's what. Let me read it with King James, New King James Version. He said that. He said, you shall not bow down to them nor serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. You see, jealousy is a sin, right? But God says it's a jealous God. Of course, God is a sinner. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me. This is how God deals with his haters. But you ask me to forgive my haters. People that hate me. People I'm telling the truth. They say they have chosen to hate me because I don't believe their God. I don't believe their church. I don't believe their religion. Because I'm exposing the lies that have kept them in chains, and they decided to hate me. And you say I should forgive them. But your God saying it's a jealous God, visiting the iniquity. I'm not even visiting the iniquity, their children, the children of my haters. No, I deal with them man to man, because I believe their children will hear the truth and they do better. Yes, those people that are kicking against the truth today, their children will not do the same. Their children will embrace the truth. You say, oh, you are teaching your children. Don't worry what you are teaching. So, social media will open the eyes of your children. Your church cannot stop them. Your God cannot stop them. Your religion cannot. You are being strict to them. We never stop them. When they grow to age, oh, they Google. Oh, yeah, you can't stop it. Internet. Very soon it will be on television too. People will be discussing about how God does not exist, about how prayer does not work. Those things will be coming on television soon. I mean, not that it's not happening now, but in a greater way. You see how internet is now? Because sometime, maybe time is coming when people will be getting access to television. Everybody have their own television channel. The way you go online now, you see people having their own profile, having their own page and their own group. Yes, time is coming when all of us will be having our own television. You stay in your house. Say, yeah, okay, welcome to this live television. How are you doing? You begin to preach, and it's everywhere, satellite, cable, everywhere. Yes, because men can do that. This is God. He said, we visit the iniquity of the fathers upon their children, even to the 3rd and 4th generation. It's not the God of forgiveness. When you read, with you is forgiveness. With who? Unless you're talking about his favorite children. Which is why they say they are the chosen people of God. They are peculiar children of God. Nonsense. God that made all of us shouldn't have a favorite one. He should treat all of us fairly. Alright, so now Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 7. That's another place. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 10. It says, and God repels those who hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack with him who hates him. He will repay him to his face. This is God, not me. Good morning, my dear. He said, God will repay those who hate him to their face. In whose name are you preaching forgiveness to people? People hate you. You say because you are church, because I'm a Christian, we should forgive. I forgive you. No. That's why you will keep suffering. And you say you are going to bind and cancel devil in your church. After you finish, you come back. That hater is waiting for you. They will keep tormenting your life. Sometimes you have to move, relocate. But so long you're in that area, they will be tormenting your life. But if you can man up and stand, you say, no, shut up. You want fight? Let us fight. You say, okay, sorry. Then we begin to respect you. See the door. When you open door, it goes back to the hinges because the hinges take it. It always go back. Oh, you open it, it goes back. You have to resist them. If God will repay those who hate him to their face, why can't you do that? He said God repays those who hate him to their face, to destroy them. To destroy them. That is, I'm not the one saying this. It is your word of God. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 10. God said he will repay, as Moses said that God will repay those who hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack with him who hates him. He will repay him to his face. If you do me, I do you. Man, no go verse. That is fairness. Fairness, not forgiveness. Trust forgiveness, embrace fairness, and see how good we're supposed to be living as human beings. God and his enemies. You want me to go to New Testament area? Okay, let me go to Matthew. Matthew 22. Nobody ugly. Matthew 22, 13 and 14, he said, Then the king said to his servants, or to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, take him away and cast him into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then verse 14 said, For many are called, but few are chosen. Why not all called? Why are you calling many instead of all? Are you not the God that created all? He did not forget this man. The man came to the back. Okay, hear what he said from verse 12. He says, let me read it from verse 11. You know who he was talking to. And you tell me the offense of this guy. He said, But when the king came in to see the girls, he saw a man there who did not have on a wedding garment. That's his fault. That's the only sin this guy committed to this king, right? So he said to him, friend. He called him friend. Why he failed to forgive this his friend? He said, Friend, how did you come in here without a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Somebody that is speechless. Then the king said to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, take him away and cast him into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. He did not say, okay, bring another garment and give to him. Bring wedding garment and give to him. That God is mean. Luke chapter 19. Remember, I read Deuteronomy. I'm reading New Testament now. So you don't say, oh no, it was only in the Old Testament now. God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Very wicked, very harsh, very strict, very partial, very biased. Luke chapter 19. Before I won't be listening to this type of music as a Christian, I will say, oh, I'm a man of God, no, I'm a child of God. That's worldly music. Nonsense. Luke chapter 19, verse 20 to 27, he said, Then another came saying, Master, here is your mina, or mina, however they call it, which I have kept put away in a handkerchief. For I feared you, because you are an austere man. Austere, that's harsh man, strict man. You collect what you did not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. That is true. Yes, that is true. It's in your Bible. God collects what he did not deposit, and God reap what he did not sow. Is it not the same thing that is still happening today? You go and work and labor. They tell you to come and pay tithes to God. That God is the one that make you. Which God? You worked. Your employer pay you. Or somebody you work for pay you. Then you said, oh, God is the one that you have to bring your 10% to God. If you don't bring it, it will cost you. He reap where he did not sow. He collect what he did not deposit. Now when they collect that offering and tithes from you, that's what this guy said. And this guy was right. But hear what he said. He said, when he said to, and the king said to him, out of your own mouth I will judge you, you wicked servant. What made him wicked? You gave him something, he gave it back to you. He said he didn't want to invest it. So why are you so, okay, go your way. Bye-bye. If I'm wicked, so get out. The same way. If I'm wicked, if you see me as a wicked person, me trying to impress you or trying to make you understand is a waste of time. Because you have already judged me wicked. You have already judged me evil. So I don't care about what you are saying or doing. I cast you out. If we don't agree, get your way, let me go. And that's where our ancestors were living. That's why we had no wars. Oh, you are having issue with me? Okay, please go. It's even in your Bible. When Lot and Abraham was having issue, what did Abraham tell Lot? The land is open. It is now wicked men begin to build all these boundaries and the walls, separating people, separating families. Now we don't have brotherhood anymore. What we have is neighborhood. Out of your own mouth I will judge you. He did not say I will forgive you. The king did not forgive him. And remember, giving it as Jesus was sharing this parable for the kingdom of God. What will happen to people? He said, you wicked servant, you knew that I was an austere man, collecting what I did not deposit and reaping. You knew, reaping what I did not sow. Why then did you not put my money in the bank, that at my coming I might have collected it with interest? That's where you're supposed to be putting your money, not in the church, in the bank. Put your money in the bank. It's your money. Don't give it to any God. Don't give it to any pastor. Don't give it to any church. Don't give it to any mosque. Don't give it to any imam. Don't give it to anyone unless they are loved ones that I need, not the greedy ones. The people that I need, not greedy people. People that you know they're really in need. Yes. If you are not convinced, don't give it to them. It's your money. Nobody will punish you for not giving to anyone. It's your money. The only time you will do wrong is if somebody give you that money to keep and you refuse to give it back to the person. That's wrong. But if it's the money you labored for, there is no person that will punish you for not giving to even the poor or the needy. It's your own decision. Stop feeling guilty. Stop feeling guilt or something like that. No, stop. Nobody has the right to punish you for not giving anyone your money, even the sick one, even the poor one. If you want to give, give willingly. Give out of what you have and how much you want to give. Don't let anyone cajole you, force you to give. And if you don't give, God will punish. God will do nonsense. Let that God punish the person, not you. Because it's your money. You did not steal it. Verse 24, and he said to those who stood by, take the mina from him and give it to him who has 10 minas. But they said to him, Master, he has 10 minas. For I said to you that to everyone who has will be given, and from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. This is the portion of the Bible that I used to waste my money by giving. He said, he that has not, everyone that has will be given, but he that has not. So if you say you have to give, okay, you'll be given. But if you say you don't have to give, it'll be taken from you. I used to preach with this to give an offering and all that type of nonsense. He said, but bring here those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them and slay them before me. When they tell you love your enemies, the God that preaching that in his name does not love his enemies. He said, bring those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them and slay them before me. This is the word of Jesus. Luke chapter 19 verse 27. Bring here those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them and slay them before me. And yet they preach forgiveness to you from the Bible. Right? I want you to tell me, which God are you preaching forgiveness in his name? The Bible God? Very mean God. Very harsh God. Unforgiving God. He can never forgive Satan. And that's the God you said is love. He said love covered multitude of sin. Then why will he send anyone to hell? His love cannot cover all the sins of the world. His love cannot remove all the sins of the world. Think, my people. It's ridiculous for you to preach forgiveness in the name of God. It is ridiculous. Where was God when they killed our ancestors? In closing, Matthew chapter 5, let us hear from the fictional character Jesus that they used to deceive us. Matthew chapter 5 from verse 38. Hear what he said. Jesus said, you have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's fairness. But Jesus was against fairness. Hear what Jesus said, but I tell you not to resist an evil person. Remember, Jesus is the slave master. The people that gave you the Bible, they are the people that enslaved your ancestors, raped your ancestors, killed your ancestors, stole your, or still stealing your resources. They gave you the Bible, tell you, do not resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. Aye. This is nonsense. He said, if anyone wants to sue you and take away your tonic, your own tonic, he said, let him have your cloak also. Waka. Jesus waka. I will never do that. Somebody come to take my shirt. You want me to give him all the set of clothes I have? I do not do that. I remove my trousers to say take. You just hold me like this? Oh man. I will carry you up and slam you. I will naked you, take all your clothes. You want to take my shirt? The shirt I bought, I labored for. I bought it with my money. And you come to take it? Jesus said I should give you my trouser also. Waka dear. Oh man. It's ridiculous. When you read Bible, the way it is, you will see it's a ridiculous book. You shouldn't be believing any jack from that Bible. Some people will say, oh, you don't believe in Bible, so are you going to go and stealing? And before Bible, people has been living and they weren't stealing, they weren't committing all this evil that is in the world today. He said, verse 41, Matthew chapter 5, he said, and whoever compels you to go 1 mile, compels you, not that you want to go, somebody force you, compels you to go 1 mile, go within 2 miles. No, I can only compare myself to run for some miles, but nobody will force me. Nobody will tell me you must run. I'm not a slave, I'm not in prison. I'm living my life, so I do my thing. Okay. Verse 42, give to him who asks you. You see, that's what they used to deceive us. They say, give to him who asks you. Don't ask whether they know. If they come ask you, ask them question. You want me to give you money? Where is your family? Where is your family members? You're not supposed to go outside your family to seek for help. Unless after you have gone through your family members, you are kinsmen, all of them are wretched, then at least go with them to ask for help. But today they have destroyed us. Give us this lie. They say, give to him who asks you. Why? Is he the one that gave it to me? So give to him who asks you. And from him who wants to borrow from you, do not turn away. Nonsense. So you want to borrow, I will just give it to you. Nah. But this is the scripture, what they call the scriptures, which they used to tie us down. They say, yeah, it's the word of God, you have to do it. Try to go and borrow from your pastor and see whether he's following this Bible. I say borrow. Try to go and borrow from your church fund. The money your church have, your church purse, the money they have in the bank. Try to go borrow. They will tell you how many projects they have. Building project, this project. But you need money to take care of your family. At least to start business. No. They have to finish the project before they give to you. They say, give to him who asks. Okay, try to ask your pastor this Sunday or today. And you see, they don't follow the Bible. He said, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, you see, that's fairness. The fairness is this: love your neighbor and hate your enemies. That's the right way to live. You have to love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Don't hate your neighbor and don't love your enemies. When you tell me to love my enemies, you are telling me to hate my neighbor. And that's what Christianity has done to Africans. We hate our neighbors and we love our enemies. We hate our brothers, our African brothers, and love our enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. It's a lie. No, don't love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. No, don't do good to those who hate you. God is not doing good to those who hate him. He's not. He said we destroy them. That's what he said. He said we visit their iniquity on their children to the third and fourth generation. He's not a forgiving. He does not forgive those who hate him. But they use the, remember, New Testament is what they made up, because Judaism, stole from Africa, to establish themselves. Then Christianity also copied from Judaism. But found out when you read the Torah, there's a many evil they created Jesus to be like Jesus came to show us the new way. But God has not changed. God does not change. So that God of the Old Testament is still God today. He's still the God. That's why I see the people of Israel, or the people that say they are Jews, the people that are in religion of Judaism, they don't believe Christian Bible. They don't believe with Christians. See? Because the Christians will teach you, no, the law is over. No, Jesus is the way. Why God said the law is the way. He said, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be, never you pray for those who spitefully use you. Don't pray for, in fact, don't pray. Whether it's your friend or your enemy, who are you praying to? You don't need to pray. Live humanly. That's all. Do good to people. The same thing you want people to do to you, do to them. Yeah, it's not, Bible is not the original owner of the word I just said. Because they will say the golden rules. No, it's not golden rules. It's normal way of living. Our ancestors were living that way. Imranya haye megi, omandege ma, emeni onyozo. Imranya haye megi odege ma, me onyozo. That's how we were living. Don't pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Why should you be praying for those who persecute you? Why? Even Paul in your Bible did not pray for those who persecute him. He did not. Some people say, a curse, anathema. he never prayed for them. And when they put him in the jail, okay, they say, okay, you can go now. He said, we are not going anywhere. These people must come here and apologize. Somebody insulted you, and they come and let us say, no, let us know. Tell the person, the same way you insulted me, you're going to tell everybody again, you were wrong. You will see that that person didn't really mean that, but he just want to gain again, so to strike you again. Don't give them chance to hurt you second time. Don't love your enemies. Love your neighbor. That's the right way. He said that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. Have you seen your Father in heaven? Which Father is Jesus telling you to be son of? If Jesus is son of that God, why are you not seeing that same God that Jesus saw? So when you say God is a spirit, so are you saying that Jesus have not seen God? If Jesus have seen God and Jesus is the Son of God and you are also a child or son of God, sons of God, you're supposed to see that God. God shouldn't be invisible to you. Your Father shouldn't be invisible to you. He said that you may be the sons of your Father. Hear what he said? He said, for he makes his son. God is not the owner of the son. The sun is a natural thing. There is a natural light there. It's right there. It's not any God making the sun to rise on anyone. Naturally, the sun rises, shines. Some people say it does not rise. Right? That's what they find. They say no. It's the world going around. The sun stands still. That's what they say. Okay? People that it's scientists. But hear what they put in the Bible here to deceive you. They say that God makes his sun rise on evil, on the evil and on the good. The same God that say no. He will destroy his enemies. He will destroy his haters. That same God is saying he make his sun. No. The sun and rain does not belong to God. They don't come from God. So he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and send rain on the just and on the unjust. It's not true. Why would they say be like this? Be sons of your Father in heaven. We are heaven. In imagination, in a world that does not exist, they say your Father is there. Be like the sons of your Father. How can you be son of a father you have not seen and you cannot see unless you die? The father you have not seen. The father you read in the Bible that is mean. The father you read in the Bible that is unforgiving. They tell you that he makes his sun to rise on people and he send rain. Where? Where have you seen God send rain? You see, in some countries, people are looking for rain. Praying, no, it's not coming. Because there is time for everything. When time comes, rain falls. It's not any God making it. In America, they will tell you when it will rain, even next year. They already know. It's not God making anything. If it is God that making it, all these people that forecast weather, they won't be doing that. They tell you tomorrow it will be sunny, and it will be sunny. They tell you tomorrow it will rain, and they are not maybe bishops. They are not pastors. No. They are just scientists using science to say this is what will happen, because it's all natural. The sun and rain are not from God in heaven, but nature. Nature gave us the sun. I say, okay, who made nature? Who made God? You shut up. So speak what you know. What you don't know, don't speak it. But the truth is this, we know that it's nature. The sun will always rise. It's a natural thing. God is not making it rise anything. The rain will fall. We know the season for rain. God is not making it fall. So you're supposed to know that, okay? When it comes to Bible and every religious book, but especially Bible, to us Africans, Bible is a manual for slave control. They use Bible to control slaves. That's why I tell you, slaves, obey your earthly masters. So don't believe it, but judge it. Don't stop believing the Bible. Judge the Bible. That means use your brain. What you read, judge it. Why are you worshiping the God that takes from people and give it to other people? And you're saying that God is love. The God that took people's land and gave it to the people of Israel. And you said that God is your God. You said that God is fair. You said that God is love. The people of Israel, their God, as they said, took their land, another people's land, and gave it to them. According to Deuteronomy chapter 6, 10 to 11, houses they did not build, vineyards they did not plant. Other people built those things, other people planted it. God came and drove them away and put the people of Israel there. And you have the guts to tell me about forgiveness. Think about it and wake up. Begin to embrace fairness and trash forgiveness. Forgiveness has ruined many lives, many families. Yes, many people has been poisoned because they believe in forgiveness. How can you go back to a church that excluded you, give you back chair or black chair, whatever they call it, and after the time they give you, you still go back there worshiping? How can you do that? And you make your children even going with you because you think when you die they will come and bury you. Wake up, my people. Be fair to yourself and to others. Do not forgive your enemies. Love your neighbor. Peace.